Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Plando
Good evening,
Central.
everybody.
And, yeah, that was me. I had to shut off the stream. Anyway, welcome to Plando Central and welcome to 2020 Plando Tournament. I'm AG. I started out with a mistake. I got that out of the way. I'm joined tonight by my good buddy and the best commentator, hands down, Server Ross. So slide in here and save me, sir, because I'm dying already.
I don't know about the best commentator, but we are going to have a great race tonight. We have GFE versus Chloe Power, and they are going to be racing an inverted map compass, random ball shuffle, and enemizer shuffle. Yeah, so they're going to shuffle the enemies. And we're going to start off in the dark world as well. So this will be fun. This will be interesting. And everything should hurt like a truck.
And Chloe pulling a sword out first chest. Always love to see that in inverted.
Yeah, that is having a weapon is really, really important right away. So that is going to be awesome. Oh man, look at these sprites that our runners are using. I have a vague idea of only one of them, but I can't place what either of them are. That's something I think is awesome about the Link to the Past randomizer. There are so many different sprites that they put in, as well as all the fantastic modes, and we're going to see all of these modes here in this Plando tournament.
Oh, and Chloe pulling out the fire rod. Looks like GFE went down and tried to pull on the statue, only getting those 4 blue coins, but that'll be enough for him to go over and probably visit archery game and get some money for digging game and some other stuff.
Yeah, money. I understand is very important in the inverted version of the randomizer. So a little bit about the Plando. Basically, this is a Link to the Past randomizer. However, the catch to this tournament is the runners have had the opportunity to place 2 items at any 2 items at any 2 locations they so desire, and then the tournament staff has placed an item, and then a random spectator has been chosen to place a 6th item. So there are 6 items that have been specifically placed at somewhere in these seeds. Nobody knows them all except the seed roller, and that's none of us here.
We getting the good old inverted enemizer welcome with a big crystal roller as soon as they walked into Skull Woods.
And this is that enemizer. I don't even know if that room, like, is that room gonna? Yeah, I think Chloe's making the right move here. It's like, I'm not going into that room. So here we're gonna see the more use of the money here by GFE. Going to be going over to visit the shuffle, or the shovel game.
Immediately getting those 3 bombs.
Yeah, that is
the right thing, and going ahead and digging, trying to get as much magic and money. And Chloe pulling the lamp out of Skull Woods.
Yeah, the lamp, depending on how comfortable you are with the dark rooms, which are going to be a little bit later, as most of them are in the light world, aside from Palace of Darkness. Actually, no, wait, there's Palace of Darkness. All right, never mind. I'll take that back. Eat my own words right away. Anyway, lamp is always a nice find.
And so is Ether in conjunction with Sword and an Enemizer Seed.
Yeah, Ether and Dying. Nice. What's that?
EFE finding the flippers.
Mm-hmm.
So part of Ice Palace is immediately open, which often happens in these.
Part of Ice Palace?
Yes, because in inverted, you can swim over and just walk right in the door. And they have that fire rod, so they can get in and do some exploring.
Oh, wow. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense because you can't mirror, because the mirror works the other way in inverted. So how do you get into Ice Palace? Okay, you flipper, swim right over to it.
Yeah, that's one of the changes. There's several in inverted. You can walk right straight up to Graveyard Ledge. You can walk right straight up to Bamos Tablet. The thing in Desert 2 escapes me. But there's a lot of little changes like that to accommodate. Checkerboard Cave. Thanks, man.
Yeah, checkerboard. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense because you won't be able to mirror over to checkerboard. Cave 45 must also be similar. I think maybe you mentioned that.
Yeah. Had a little senior. This senior moment brought to you by Age. Age. Yeah, it sucks. All right, chess game.
Nothing too terribly interesting there, but it looks like the runners made their money back. And they're going to be going into Thieves Town dungeon here. Simultaneous. I think the one difference here is that Chloe has gone through a bit of Skull Woods.
Yeah, Chloe has gotten that lamp and that ether medallion. Now, interestingly enough, a lot of times the lamp will serve as your fire source, but they already have the fire rods. But the lamp has put dark rooms. I wouldn't be surprised to see us find a glove. Yes, thanks, Adler. Mimic Cave. The Death Mountain structure has been altered so you can just drop right down to Mimic Cave. And if you find Mirror, that's also a way that you can actually, there's 2 doors there, 2 caves that you can access Turtle Rock without opening the front of it.
Okay. Right.
Trust me, that'll hang you. Ask me how I know.
Oh boy, look at this. GFE and Chloe running into the Lionels that have been enemized here into Thieves Town. Wow. This enemizer is absolutely crazy.
The map compass shuffle. All the keys will still be in the dungeons.
Okay. That is part of that. Wait, what?
Yeah, that's another thing. A lot of times you just go ahead and see what boss it is. And now he'll have a choice as to whether he just wants to go to the bottom of the dungeon and death warp out when he's done, but it lets you know what's waiting for you there.
I even said this at the beginning of the stream, that the bosses were shuffled, and it just absolutely caught me by surprise seeing Argus there.
Argus standing there.
Instead of blind. Yeah, it does mean they're going to need the hook shot in order to defeat the boss for this particular dungeon. That ought to be loads of fun for them. So yeah. Getting that text message there, Chloe, definitely not what they wanted.
I mean, they really got, the thing about inverted is all of these enemies hit like a truck.
Yeah.
You 3 heart green mail. This is really, you learn evasive maneuvers. And
Yeah.
sometimes that's still not enough.
Look at these rooms that they're wandering through. Double Hinox. Here I'm gonna have a ball and chain guard and a bomb throwing guard just because, right? Look at the position of them. They're so close. You have to take a hit by them.
Yeah, I mean, for all intents and purposes, a lot of areas at the beginning, at least, are one-hit knockout.
Yeah, well, and we saw that with Chloe going into Skull Woods, right? That roller, like that just was in a position. Every time you walk through that door, you're gonna get killed by that roller.
4 hearts instantly, green mail. So, if he having a little bit better luck penetrating the depths there, having that go, no, buddy, you got to kill the shadow sneaks.
Yeah. I think that is one of the worst things about Enemizer here, right? You walk into a room, you're like, oh, there's no enemies here. Yeah, no, they're there.
Oh, and taking a death at a bad spot there.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. In the back there, kind of in the basement, means that they are gonna have to walk all the way through again, but decides to just leave. We'll see. Maybe this is kind of that area you were talking about earlier. Never mind. That's all in the light world. We could be seeing a check of. No, I guess. Can you check the bumper cave here? Right? Like, is that how that must be?
Yeah, actually, when Chloe went by it, there's 50 rupees on the ledge, and it works the same way it does in vanilla, just in reverse.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I've only done a couple of these, so I don't remember all of the various modes. All right, there's that ether medallion for GFE. So that's a nice pickup. Oh, thank you, Matt.
GFE has been presented with quite a situation here. He's going to have to time this just right to get out. And nice job taking the hit off of that little, whatever that little ball of light is called, and using the iframes to get through that roller, because he could eat that hit.
Yeah, that was definitely a smart move. That Lionel there just absolutely not wanting to give a thing. Lionels are 4 hearts, I think. So spamming fireballs right in the position does not want to let it.
The peculiarity of a Lionel is if you go towards it, it will back up from you and adjust like a couple of sprite positions offset from you. So GFP there being patient, waiting for the Lionel to back up around that bush to get position. That was a good play. Cost him a little time, Chloe, making up a little time for those deaths. Gonna be careful.
Oof. This always scary. Always scary. Oh man. Oh, and there actually is a ceiling master in this room that GFE is in.
There always is.
Oh, is that enemy not randomized? The ceiling master?
Always seems to be one here, no matter what. And they ought to be thankful, because usually when I do these, there's an anti-fairy or two in there too.
Well, there's that big key there for GFE. So the big key chest is open with a bomb jump.
Funny part is,
All right, good to know.
Imagine 4 wall masters when you go in there.
No, thank you.
If I ever have a seat with that, have me on 0 channel. Well, you wouldn't have my audio anyway. Chloe lift, and we didn't even notice. Thank you, Sandres. So taking that glove and that lamp and going straight to Death Mountain.
Yeah, that was a really nice find there, Cliff, getting that lift. Definitely kind of the progressive item right now that the runners are looking for. Meanwhile, GFE kind of walking. GFE is a scarecrow there.
Yeah, got hit with that. Oh,
got hit with that bunny beam.
Also, got to mention the fact that they got flippers. They can swim around the long way. Some of Ice Palace is in logic. Pyramids in logic. With that glove, that means that even Catfish is in logic, and some of Dark Palace.
Yeah. That's quite a lot of stuff there, and that being kind of the difference right now between our runners, that glove that Chloe has and the flippers that GFE has. So it's interesting to see what they kind of do with their advantages that they have over each other for the moment. You know, their different equipment sets. Oh boy, these items now. These enemies. All right. Chloe climbing up the mountain. We're going to see what's on top of Spectacle Rock as well as what's underneath Spectacle Rock here. Just going to take a straight down.
Find out Glove was in blind cell. GFE did die before he got there. Oh, and Chloe finding the hammer and can pick that up.
Yes, that is a spectacular find. That puts Chloe a moon pearl away from Light World access.
That actually puts no, it doesn't. Never mind.
All right, so there are those flippers and the shovel for Chloe. We saw this earlier from GFE going into that hype cave. It's kind of hype this time around.
Now, Nightwolf bringing up a good point. We got to think about placements. The way Chloe went there, even before going to Hype Cave, would make you think that perhaps that's one of Chloe's placements. And now I'm wondering the way GFE is rushing Mothia's lair. I'm wondering if there's something here that perhaps they put there.
Yeah, that is absolutely a thing. The runners did have the opportunity to place 2 separate items. So it is very possible that they place something kind of early where they know they're going to be able to go and get it to kind of give themselves a bit of an advantage. So, yeah, you're right. That is kind of a unique aspect to this particular tournament. The other thing is the runners have to be worried about what did the spectators place and what did the staff, commentator staff, well, the tournament staff place. Right, there's another copy of Argos there.
I have to say with great confidence that was not a GFE placement because he was not expecting to find Argus there.
Well, I mean, even if it was, right, like, you know, you could play something there, and with the bosses shuffled, you have no idea what's gonna be there.
It was. I really think after consideration, it's highly improbable that somebody with as much experience as GFE would play something on a boss during a boss shuffle match, because that is a very big possibility of happening right there.
Yeah. I, that's something that is strategy over time. You're gonna learn that kind of stuff as you play more Plandos. This is my first Plando tournament, so I'm not as familiar as some of these other folks who may have done a couple of these before,
Oh, you'll
especially
pick
all the
up.
different modes. Go ahead.
You'll pick up quick. My first Plando tournament, I'd done about 3 A Link to the Past randos, and jumped right in. Oh no!
Well. All right, GFE picking up that lamp there. That's the second item in Skull Woods. That first being that ether medallion that he picked up earlier. As we see Chloe wandering through Palace of Darkness, just no quarter for our opponents. There's no rest here. Look at all these enemies trying to mess up their way through these dungeons, and so far there really haven't been very many hearts in this seed. So it's a little stingy on the health in the beginning here, and I guess that's a factor with inverted, right? There's a lot less stuff in the Dark World.
That is a factor. Getting that moon pearl and getting the items, in Light World usually helps, especially as far as your health and equipment and your money. A lot of times, inverted seeds, you start out begging for money, and then by the end, you're cruising through GT with 1,800, couple of grand in rupees. You're
Wow.
full of it.
Yeah.
That is not uncommon at all.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how much stuff our runners end up picking up today. Oh, look like Flo is at least gonna bomb open the big key chest there. Maybe do a hammer up over there. But let's see. Maybe come back for another attempt in a bit here, or
Now, GFE not having that hammer yet, swim around, and is heading to the pyramid, which is, oh wow, and Chloe finding boots.
Wow.
Thinking that hammer boots combo was Chloe.
That's quite possible. We'll have to wait until the end to find out, of course. Only our seed roller has that full on list of what was placed and where. And they're not talking.
We'll see if GFE elects to go all the way up to nope, heading to pod.
Yeah. I think this is a reasonable play from GFE, despite not having the hammer. It's going to mean that there's a portion of the dungeon that's not necessarily completable, or at least they have to kind of go around through the long way for some stuff.
Yeah, going to catfish first is more of a key sanity play. And it's still a coin flip there, because that's that one item way off versus what you can get in pod. Chloe having a little bit of rough luck with the deaths there.
Yeah. Oh man, look at these BMOS placements. I like the skeleton fish there. Just picking it up. If you you can still take the fish to the bottle vendor, and he will pay you.
But you have to do that in Light World.
Yeah. Oh yes. Yes you do. But it's funny that you can do that in the Animizer. All right, so both runners hanging out here in the same dungeon. We already know that those boots are waiting for GFE. So we'll see here what Chloe's going to go pick up. Here in the dark maze. Oh,
The bow.
bow! Wow! So this dungeon for Chloe is now completable, depending on what the boss is. Right? Chloe can get to everywhere in this dungeon, so that's kind of huge for Chloe. I wonder what that'll mean for GFE.
Chloe doing a quick death warp because
Death warp,
they
yeah.
remember they didn't do right side and don't have big key, so can't get that big key chest yet.
Yeah, I mean, this is a reasonable play. There's a couple of chests over there. One of them's gonna be the big key, and you know, the big key could be the small key that they're looking for, or it could be the item that they want.
Right side bow lock, because this is Enemizer. Typically, it's not bow lock.
No, it was not bow locked because they got the key.
Right side. I'm saying right side is typically not bow lock.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, this room couldn't be. Look, there could be any enemies here in this room. So, yeah. You're not worried about that like you would be vanilla. Yeah, you're right.
And Fusion picking up a good point. A lot of people don't know this. In the logic does not take into account what the enemies are. It places the items first and then spawns the enemies. So logically, if you don't have bow, even if you can get through that right side because of the enemies, nothing there is in logic until you have that bow.
Yeah, I actually think that's kind of the smart way to do it. Right, because it keeps everything, at least item wise, in a way where look at all those chickens down there. I missed those the first time when Chloe was going through. But it keeps everything in a way where you kind of know what you need for Palace of Darkness, right? And it's going to be standard, kind of no matter what what mode you're using, right? Like I need a bow and I need a hammer for Palace of Darkness. It's just
it just occurred to me GFE does not have the hammer, so if they pick up the bow, pod is not completable for GFE without that hammer.
Yeah, I was going on about that a little bit earlier. But yeah, that's I think that's kind of a big difference right now that GFE does not have that. So we'll see what it's still going to depend on what the boss is, since the bosses are all shuffled, right? Because they could run into yet another Argus, and wouldn't that be interesting?
Now that all of Ice Palace is in logic with that hammer.
Yes, all of Ice Palace is indeed in logic.
Well, I guess not without Red Cane. Isn't that logically required? Sometimes it can be.
No, hook shot, I think, is because you have to be able to get across that bridge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Take into account the stupid bomb jump you have to do.
That's correct. Okay. Yes. Yeah, because you would want either the hook shot or the cane for the hook shot to get across the bridge, or the cane to do the icebreaker, which would basically put you on the other side of that bridge.
Cane, give me cane. I'll do the stupid bomb jump if I have to. Give me. Let me icebreak.
Well, how about this? Silver arrows on the Armos Knights here, which meant you really needed to pick up that bow in the Palace of Darkness. Chloe picking up. So basically some free silvers. You know, a really simple, easy boss for this dungeon.
Wow, boots and 2 bows in pod.
Yeah, so this is definitely the play. That catfish play you were talking about earlier, I mean, It's one item. It's not exciting. I like to leave that off until later. I'll let you know that opponents of me. That is just one area that I hate. I hate going to.
The spring ball of A Link to the Past. Yes, sir.
Yeah. But I love Spring Ball in Super Metroid.
Or behind Ridley. Okay, so Chloe fixing to check that big chest. Oh, Jeff, was that a death warp? Or
I think it was a death warp. Yeah, I think it was a death warp.
And just pulling the map out of the big chest.
Yeah, I think that was Chloe maybe not tracking how many items they picked up.
No, it's a shuffle, so a map for any dungeon can be in any dungeon.
You are right. You're right, man. These modes are real. They really get me. All kinds of things.
I thought it probably was.
All right, so here is Chloe making that Ice Palace play, and it looks like GFE setting up for a hammer yump.
Very sensible play by Chloe. Not just because of the access, but because they have silvers and ether. Now, Ice Palace is notoriously nasty in Enemizer. A couple of these rooms can just be, oh, wait a minute, we're on main, right? Can just be hind parts. And, it helps to have the silvers and medallions. My personal favorite for Enemizer is, of course, Bombos.
Yeah, Bombos, really nice medallion to have because it basically lets you clear out any room that you're going to go into in a dungeon. Basically. Enemizer, maybe that's thrown up in the air, but...
And Orange, getting right to the heart of the matter, forced Ice Palace bomb jump with 3 hearts.
Yep. Yeah, and Chloe, not even able to do that right now, has just a single heart.
And my favorite enemy to hate in Enemizer, anti-fairies.
I don't know, man. The fire bars are also not nice. The rollers, but yeah, I guess you're right. Anti-fairies probably one of the worst.
Find you a room with anti-fairies and thieves and see how you like it.
Yeah, no. I'm gonna take a pass. There's plenty of anti-fairies in that dungeon to begin with. All right.
Now, GFE also making the Ice Palace play, and again, it's going to be interesting to see how Hammer comes into play. Because without that hammer, there's a couple of chests that are going to be unreachable by GFE. Even if they had Red Cane, there'd be one for sure unreachable. So this is going to be interesting to see if something pops up on the right side of Ice Palace.
Yeah, it absolutely will be interesting to see. I think there's 3 items in this dungeon, so... oh my goodness. These enemies are just giving Chloe a really difficult time.
That pattern, I'll tell you, just a little tip for you. That anti-fairy pattern does not vary when you see it bouncing off the corners like that. So what you have to do is time it where you get up there and throw your bomb down, then go back around that corner and go down. And let the anti-fairy will continue to bounce. And then when it bounces back left, you can go around and drop in. That is the only way you can do that. I have learned that after several deaths in that room, trying to figure out how to get back.
Yeah, that's some excellent advice. I think this is one of the things that is kind of exciting about this tournament. Like, not only are you having the opportunity to try to try to get your opponent by placing some items somewhere. You get to see these variety of modes that runners, kind of they're not really seen in some of the other tournaments, right? Or the Link to the Path randomizer league or things like that, right? Where you're going to see a lot of standard, a lot of open mode. You're not really going to see the inverted. You're definitely not going to see like crazy enemizer, boss shuffle, swordless stuff, like all those combinations that you can absolutely see here. I think it's a really cool feature.
Okay, and Chloe piecing out. Chloe has had enough, and JTN making a good observation. There's a reason why we schedule 4-hour time slots for these Plando races. Now, Chloe gonna check right now. Can check Super Bunny Cave and the first chest in Hookshot Cave. Also able to go into Aga Tower because, as Math Girl mentioned, Aga Tower and GT are switched. So that's actually Aga Tower up at the top of Dark Death Mountain. Oh, wait, this is not Key Sanity. Going through Aga would do Chloe no good whatsoever. Unless...
Oh. There is that hook shot.
That's a placement. I'm sorry, those boots, that hook shot are a placement. You can't tell me that that's not.
Could very well be a placement. It could absolutely be something that somebody placed, and we'll find out at the end when all of our runners are done.
And Nightwolf bringing up now all those Arguses are in Logic.
Yep. So that's at least 2 we saw, right? There's the one in Skull Woods, and then there's the one in Thieves Town. And it looks like Chloe might be making a beeline to at least the Thieves Town. So, yeah. One shout out here to our tracker, Sandres, who has to track all of this madness.
Yeah, folks, appreciate you trackers. It's easy to get up here and run my mouth about this. I have a hard time keeping up with my stuff doing just my run. Keep track of 2 people's stuff. Oh, no, and Red Cane.
Yeah, Red Cane's very nice.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a spectacular find. Something that Chloe is unfortunately has missed out on because that room there with the crystal switch and the anti-fairy, and it's just a tough room.
And GFE once again experiencing how tough these rooms can be. And I believe, Math Girl, isn't it true that those Freezors are like the hands in Skullwood? Freezors, they are part of the room. They cannot be deleted. Now, I expect to see GFE do a little icebreaker here now.
Yeah. With that Red Cane, absolutely. Has very little magic though, so it's going to want to get it as well as possible. So, oh boy, that mini Helmosaur just not wanting to.
Sword, man. Those are aggravating with Fighter Sword.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So there's a couple. So this seed has been really interesting, right? And we see GFE doesn't have the mitts. Chloe has the mitts. GFE now has the red cane. Chloe missed out on that. So like this is really interesting to see kind of what how this is gonna pan out, right? Each runner has certain advantages over the other.
I give the edge to Chloe right now because of the hammer.
Yeah.
And it's going to depend on where Moon Pearl falls.
I agree. That's the big thing that they're looking for right now. And if Chloe comes up with that Moon Pearl, say here on Argus in Thieves Town, you know, that could be pretty huge because because Chloe needed to have the mitts and the hammer to be able to go get that hook shot.
And Chloe's pulling off a really impressive Argus fight. You have to charge up the slash. Chloe actually pulling off a double puffball kill there.
Yeah, that was really nice. Oh.
Trying to get that silver arrow shot in. Oh, you can't take another hit, Chloe.
All right. Oh, got 2 fire rod shots in there, it looked like. So, Argus. Okay, there it is. Argus is down for Chloe. So we're going to see what item they get right now. 10 arrows. Okay. My favorite item to get. No, not really.
What, another crystal down for Chloe.
Yeah, that puts both of our runners at actually no. GFE only has 1 crystal.
Yeah, GFE has not completed pod.
Wait, GFE did not complete pod?
How could they? They don't have hammer.
Oh, right. Yes. I pointed that out earlier, and I just don't know why I forgot about it. All right, so it looks like Chloe is going to be going over here to Skull Woods. They do have both items from Skull Woods, so this is probably a straight drive to what will be Argus, which is incredibly convenient because Chloe hasn't been back here before, to the best of my knowledge.
Tell you what, though, I mean, maybe it's just a me thing, but the Argus fight in Mothula's lair,
well, I mean, the moving spikes don't go away, do they? Right? They're not entomized out.
No, they don't. Oh, no, they don't move on you, but the floor does.
Yeah. Well, that doesn't make the room better.
Actually, JT, Cold Stare in Moss Lair is one of the easiest ones because if you hit Cold Stare into those spikes, it does butter sword damage to Cold Stare's puffs. So you can spin them with fighter sword and kill them relatively easy in there. I'll tell you an enemy that's a nightmare in there is blind, believe it or not.
Oh my goodness. I couldn't even imagine blind in there with the moving floor and the spikes all
and
around.
With the desert, yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, that'd be miserable. That would be absolutely miserable. All right. So GFE has found that glove. So is GFE going to be going up to rescue the old man on the mountain to get that hammer that they're missing?
Yeah, he's going to catfish.
Yep. Question is, will there be anything good over here with that fish?
Wait, GFE is heading straight for Catfish instead of Death Mountain leads me to believe that there is going to be something good over here. And I'm wrong. But right now, that health is not unwelcome.
Yeah, no, not in a seed like this, right? That is one advantage that GFE does have over Chloe. We look at that 6 hearts. Is much more of a cushion. Oof, all the lag there that the guards are creating on that screen.
Chloe taking another death there. That the 3 hearts is just really holding them back. Which is going to make that Argus fight in here interesting. I'm telling you, but Chloe demonstrated a really good grasp on Argus before. Oh, and gets another heart. Okay.
Yeah, another heart's really good for Chloe right now. Looks like
4 and 3.
Don't run into those guys. They'll give you a really long text box. You don't want that. All right, GFE going to be going into turn in the old man.
And I am going to assume is going to find that hammer forthwith. Yep, going right up there to check.
Yeah, that's the natural 1-2 punch here, and so that is going to be that's going to put our runners at near parity for items. The difference now will be that hook shot that Chloe has versus that red cane that GFE has. So
that GFE is going to get that hook shot pretty quick because now that he's on Death Mountain, he's going to go check those locations. Chloe taking a death already.
I think so too. And so, the crystal lead that Chloe has right now is something that, with all these item pickups plus that red cane, it could evaporate here, depending on, what GFE or where GFE decides to go next.
Chloe getting some terrible luck on dropping on enemies.
Yeah. That is the fun of Enemizer. Yeah, GFE going for that spin speed. Oh, not quite getting it. Unfortunately, that is one of my favorite tricks in the Link to the Past Link to the Past in general. There it is. Yeah, that's just so powerful. Like, makes you feel
so much easier with hook shot. So much easier with hook shot.
Yeah, hook speed is definitely much easier. Doing it with hook speed is much like doing an item dash. You just have to hit the 2 buttons at the same time. Yeah, I don't know. I just like the spin speed. So there's that hook shot for GFE. We're gonna see here now. Chloe back on the mountain. Where are they gonna go?
No, I don't know of anything that's. They're going to do Aga.
Uh-huh. That is interesting. I mean, we're still missing that moon pearl. That moon pearl is the big question mark on this seed. Where could it be? I mean, at this point in time, what do we even have left? That's what I'm trying to think, right? We have Aga, clearly. Chloe's making that play.
Well, there's Argus. Have we seen the big chest in Skull Woods? I know that GFE got the key.
Yes. I do believe we've seen the big chest in Skull Woods. I don't remember what was there, but I do.
We have Turtle Rock because you can get up from the tail and GFE can open it and has lamp, red cane, and fire rod. So they can get all the way to the bottom.
All right. There is, well, so I guess if the boss is still Trinex, it's not defeatable. But if the boss is, well, I guess logically it wouldn't matter for Moon Pearl, right? Well, no, I guess, I don't know. Yeah, so Ice Rod would have to be in here logically if Moon Pearl was on the boss, right? Because it would have, the game would have to think,
or it would
have
be available somewhere in the game.
Yeah. So we haven't seen the Ice Rod. So Moon Pearl being on the boss, still kind of a toss up. Holy man, these enemy placements. The little fire bars spinning around right where GFE needs to go. All right, Chloe is back in the Ice Palace, having an extra heart here. Probably what he's going to need to be able to get through that anti-fairy room means that Chloe will hopefully get that red cane soon enough. We're going to see kind of the new area that we're looking at here is on GFE's side, and that is with this Turtle Rock play. Wow, I'm so used to that room having rollers in it. And that is just crazy. Oh man, GFE taking a death there. Might have been on purpose.
Yeah, for Death Warp to refill health and gonna get that magic refill at the front.
Yep. I see that play often. So that's a nice call. I kind of especially in something like this, right, where you have so few hearts, right? Like the game normally expects you to have, even if you pick up nothing else, right? There's 9 dungeons before Turtle Rock, so the game expects you to have 9 full hearts by the time you get here, plus the 3 that you start with. So, you know, that's like 12.
She finding all the keys, so
yeah,
the rock being backloaded pretty heavy.
Yeah, I wonder if that means there could be some interesting things on the laser bridge, right? But we haven't seen a single shield. I think the game logically will not put laser bridge into play without the players having a mirror shield.
Without mirror shield or an invincibility item.
Yeah, we have not seen any of those. Well, that being said, Kate could be in here. Or that King of Burner.
Going to Turtle Rock. Going to Turtle Rock.
Oh man, with these crazy enemies on the ice, this must be giving our runners fits. Chloe coming in here, pretty close to that room that contains the red cane. There it is, right there.
Doing a nice hook shot clip there.
Yeah.
That key.
Mm-hmm.
Now again, depending on the boss, this is a completable dungeon.
Yeah.
This is all dungeons.
What's that?
This is all dungeons, correct?
No, I don't think so. Goal is defeat Ganon, Inverted. Yeah. The goal would be all dungeons if the goal was. So it's just a G.
It's tomorrow night's the all dungeons. Never mind. My bad. Another senior moment.
Yeah.
Get
Yes.
to it. We got a long season ahead of us.
Yeah, there. I mean, folks, if you are looking for an all dungeon seeds, we are going to have them. They're going to be here, so be sure to hang out in both this Plando Central and if you like that NSF or for W stuff, hang out on the Plando Central Zero channel as well, where folks can get really excited.
Yeah, you can hear me really talk there.
All right. Oh my goodness, roller parks in this room. I already think it's bad enough that GFE is in, but really having rollers in there, that's gross. Wait, was that a chain chomp down? That looked like a chain chomp. Oh my goodness.
Why not?
That is a chain chomp.
Oh, wow, nice RNG.
Yeah. Yeah. Meanwhile, Chloe taking death there, on purpose. Going to be going up to Death Mountain, so it looks like Chloe may be making the same play as GFE.
I fully expect GFE to go out and get this save spot out here.
Yeah. Yeah. That's logical at this point in time. Look at this. That one. I don't even know what it's called. Enemies turned into a fire bar. Getting some 10 arrows. Not what GFE wanted there. The door is open already because the seed is inverted.
If you have mirror from the light world, you can drop down mirror and come right in.
Yep. All right, there is a piece of heart there for GFE. Oof.
He ain't complaining, trust me.
Yeah. All right, another piece of heart. That's good. That's good. I mean, at this point in time, early in inverted Enemizer, you kind of want to see some hearts. All right, so Chloe went and picked up some magic power and is going back into Ice Palace.
So great item. Great item to have, that magic powder.
No, not the magic powder. The magic filled up their magic bar. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, no. He went to the mountain.
The moment was your fault. Now.
Yes, absolutely my fault. I apologize for that. Yeah, filled up their magic meter. All right, so we're gonna find out what the boss is here in Turtle Rock. It's interesting. We have not seen that ice rod anywhere. What is this?
Lamulus. He's got fire. Yeah, the definitely beats it.
It's okay. Triple is a Lamulus. Okay. So that ice rod's got to be somewhere gettable, right? Like maybe it's on the boss here in ice.
It's Moon Pearl.
Ooh. With a pendant Turtle Rock, Moon Pearl was on the boss. Unbelievable. What kind of edge does that give to GFE, right? Because Chloe's still kind
of... That is huge for GFE.
Yeah.
Because now GFE can just blaze through all these locations. With hook shot, that gives GFE access to right side Light World Death Mountain without having to have mitts. And inverted mitts only locks one thing, hard lock, which is King's Tomb.
Yeah.
By that logic, desert is hard locked by book. You must have book to get into desert.
Yeah, because you won't be able to lift up the rock to mirror in from. Yeah. Oh, wow. This is pretty big for GFE, and get access to the light world like this, right? Like here we are already in Paradox Cave, and we're talking about access to Paradox Cave, access to Kakariko Village. There's just so many
Mini
locations.
cave, everything. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Escape, back of escape.
Oh yeah. This is really, really big for GFE, and
Where you fill out your health and stuff. This is where, you know, hopefully you find another sword. You know.
yeah. Yeah, we could absolutely see that crystal lead that Chloe has here just evaporate.
Yeah, it has swung really hard in GFE's direction with finding that moon pearl.
Yeah, there's a magic cape there for Chloe. Oh, whew. Make it in to the pot.
Oh, with wow.
Oh yeah, that was an absolute clincher. Does have a bug net there, but does not have a bottle. So it's not going to be able to pick one of those up as a safety.
The silver's good use though.
Oh, what a nice item there for GFE, the half magic. And here is a mimic cave check for GFE as well. All right, what boss are we seeing here for Chloe on Ice Palace? Oh, it is it's a vanilla cold stare. One more shot. All right.
Just enough magic.
Yep. Yep. Oh no.
Oh wow! And Chloe was setting up for the ceiling strat for cold stare. Some people don't know, if you stay up against that ceiling, when those puffs fall, when those bombs drop, they won't split into fours. So all you have to do is stay hugged against that ceiling and dodge the shadow where you see them fall. It's not, it doesn't make it a walk in the park, but it's considerably less difficult with that equipment, fighter sword and hammer, to do the fight.
Yeah, the ice rocks, won't break up. That absolutely does, because one of the things that'll get you in that fight is those ice rocks. You can be sitting there skillfully dodging cold stares, 3 puff balls, and then boom, that ice rock just falls right on your head, or it broke into 4 and decided that it was gonna get you. Chloe's gonna be making the play for Catfish. We saw this earlier with GFE. Not very exciting, although for Chloe it might be, just as it was a piece of heart, if I recall correctly.
She, meanwhile, is just picking up health left and right. Got a full row of hearts now. Chloe would dearly love to have.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. We see GFE wandering through the Tower of Hira now. And yeah, there's just a couple of items in here. Clearly the big key is in the basement. But yeah, this could be another one of those vaunted crystals.
Doing an interesting take on the coffee break strat. Not really costly. They have half magic, and you're going to get a full magic decanter in the room with the chest.
Yeah, absolutely. Certainly something that you don't see every day, using that fire rod to do that. Normally, I see folks use a bomb or something. But you have fire rod selected, so you might as well save yourself the switch.
Chloe is going to get that magic refill, but I don't. They're going to go back to ice. What? Well, never mind.
Yeah. He is saved and quitted there. That was exactly what Chloe did. That same play just a little bit ago, before we saw that cold stare death. So Chloe
all in on Ice Palace.
Well, yeah. I think Chloe at this point in time is convinced that that moon pearl is on Ice Palace. It's going to be on Cold Stare.
Just doing a casual Harapot there.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah,
Just for
maybe
time, they have the big key.
Absolutely making it look easy. All right, GFE. Making it to the 5th floor. Nothing too terribly interesting here. Just some crazy enemies. We're gonna find out what the boss is on this 6th floor.
Helmosaur is no, it's Vidi.
No, that is Vitreous. Oh my goodness.
I would assume that Chloe does know. Anybody that runs inverted would know. Oh, but GFE not having silvers.
No, did not defeat the Argus. Yeah, in Path of Darkness.
Now he's going to want to save those 8 arrows.
Yeah.
For Vitreous for sure.
All the lightning strikes.
Easy to avoid them on this game board here. It's not that bad.
Yeah. The one thing that GFE does absolutely want to be careful of is falling down. That would be a disaster. All right, I think GFE's kind of in a safe zone right now.
It looks like this may be in all dungeons anyway. GFE is doing Pendant Hera. Which makes me wonder about head placement.
It could be. It's very possible that our runners put something on the pedestal. And if GFE puts something on the pedestal and he knows that it's there, he might as well do this stuff while he's there, and then go get that whatever it is that they're looking for. Right? Like it could be. I don't even know what could be. Maybe the flute could be on the pedestal.
I mean, and the thing is, you don't even need flute for Meyer. But I mean, another thing is, this is a Plando. These people are veterans of Plando. You take into account the fact of the trolley placements and the strategies, and the fact that there's always a booth placement and an audience pick, which tends to be trolley. So a lot of times, that's why a lot of people pick all dungeons, to just go ahead and, get it out of the way that you're going to have to go into all of them. Because Oops All Dungeons is a Plando pretty much standard.
Yeah.
85% of them turn into Oops All Dungeons, whether you meant it to be or not.
Yeah. It's like, I mean, look, it's half of these things that we've seen picked up already. It could be, the item placements, right? Like it could be that somebody placed the bow in Palace of Darkness, right? Like, you were saying about that hook shot placement, right? Oh, somebody placed the hook shot. The boots were early, and that is absolutely a possibility, right? And given that it's not just the runners placing stuff, and there's somebody from as basically as a watcher to these things, they are not going to have anybody's interest in mind. They're just going to pick the worst possible item.
Sometimes even when somebody that's in the race, when their friend gets a pick, they'll do something trolly like, flute on Laser Bridge or something just totally and completely asinine like that. Anyway, you also have to bear in mind that everything that we talk about the picks is guesswork until the end of the reveal. Because
Absolutely.
Let's not forget, plenty of trolly stuff can happen and just going to the webpage and having it roll you a seed. It's not like this thing can't troll you all on its own without people picking stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I mentioned this before. We have no idea where stuff is, and I think that's one of the things that like makes this even more exciting, right? Like we know stuff was placed, we don't know what stuff was placed where, and you know, you're just kind of wondering like what's going through the runners' minds. How are they attacking this? Because they know that stuff was placed as well. You know, it's not like they're going into this blind. And so like, yeah, this is a really fun, really interesting tournament. I think. Ooh, there's 10 arrows for GFE and the red meringue.
Really, nothing he's gonna care about him.
No, he does know the Eastern Palace is a green pendant. He's nearby there, and can complete it with that roller trying to. Oh my goodness, roller and a chain chomp, just
Now,
hanging out.
Something he'd really like to get right now, a really handy
Mail upgrade
thing is mirror in invert is super handy for optimizing your route once you have that moon pearl.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, ain't it fun? My favorite part is when you chop a bush and one of those hop out. You know, like, what?
A roller can pop out on you in a bush?
Yes.
What?
Lionels, all that. Now, Chloe having to do a little bit of
That's gross.
a little bit of magic gathering here because they don't have half magic, and they know it's cold here and it's going to take a full magic bar. They cannot take a hit from an anti-fairy.
Yeah.
Now, they do have the 2 small magic pots coming up in here.
The thief needs to get out of the way. Yeah, that's true. The half magic we know from GFV's side is in the light world. It's available. It's on that floating island. But so far, this Eastern Palace is not very exciting for GFE.
But Ken pointed out it is the 3rd pendant, and he is steady going for it.
Yeah, so it's kind of 2 things, right, for GFE. It's not only is it the 3rd pendant, but it's also the green pendant. And it's conveniently close to Sahasrara. I'm sorry.
I didn't make Chloe took another death. I feel bad for Chloe.
Yeah, every time you see this, it's really unfortunate, right? So yes, I think chat pointing out, right, like even if you don't place something on the pedestal, we talked about this a little bit earlier. It's just safe to assume that either the tournament staff did or the chat, the crowd picked something on bed. So,
yeah, and with GTN being part of the tournament staff, you never know what the shovel can hold either.
I do think they
Arrow of Destiny.
No, they haven't. Nobody has given us the shovels. Arrow of Destiny. What?
Single arrow.
Oh, single arrow.
Yeah. Yes. Would like to point out that GFE and Chloe are representing my particular group, Groupie, better known by popular acclaim from all of you as the Group of Death. Yeah. J-Lo, if you're out there, catch me on the Zero channel so I can fully thank you for causing the re-roll that dropped me in this group right here. Appreciate you, brother. I see a lot of free time for commentary in my future.
I mean, yeah, but these runners, we can see these skills these runners have by the way that they're playing tonight, and Chloe dying on cold stare a number of times, right? Like this is a 6-heart cold stare green mail, no half magic fighter sword. Like this is about as minimal as you can get fighting cold stare.
Just a side note, JT, if you think I'm going 0-6, I don't care what group you put me in. You're crazy. That ain't. You heard it here first.
Wow.
I'll keep my way into one if I have to. I don't mean that. I don't mean that. Me and the council don't get along anyway. I don't need them to hear me saying that.
I don't know who the council is, but I don't think it matters. All right. Whoa! Look at that crazy Moldorm here.
Is that how many eyes? 1, 2, 3,
6. No, what? 8.
That's
2, 4, 6. 7. 7 eyes. 7 eyes. I don't know what that means.
There's eyes all the way around. And a master sword. Oh. I don't care if there's nothing on Pet or Green Pendant. That was worth doing.
For the sword upgrade, absolutely. Absolutely. Right? If GFE finds no other swords, right now they're going to be able to continue with that master sword fight. But that means. Oh, come on, Chloe. Come on, Chloe. All right, there is an absolute spectacular item on Sahasrara, the Pendant of Ice Palace. That's exactly what GFE wanted to see. Just kidding.
Practically go mode.
One thing that I think Chloe's not remembering here is they do have the silver arrows. I do think the silver arrows damage the puffs.
Not to my knowledge.
No, they don't damage the puffs?
Chat.
Cold.
Nice triple and double hit by Chloe there. Now, Chloe is demonstrating that tactic. Oh, get out of there. Sorry. I'm emotionally invested, y'all.
Oh!
And that's one thing that can hurt you is that thing dropping straight on your head.
Yeah, that ice brick is unforgiving. Cold stare is unforgiving. Absolutely unforgiving. Wow. Our commentators got loud. We are excited. We are very excited.
Now, I think the volume level went up or something. Sorry about that.
Oh, yeah.
And the flute.
Wow.
Not as useful as in regular, but still useful.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, this just shows, right? Like, look at all the stuff that GFE has picked up. Oh, yeah. That is our restreamer was trying to adjust our volume, so we apologize for us getting a bit loud. We see, and GFE hasn't even gone over to Kakariko yet, right? Still kind of picking off stuff on this eastern side of the world.
And the powder, boy, GFE picking up all the stuff Chloe would just dearly love to have right now.
Oh my goodness, absolutely. You were talking about the powder earlier when I mentioned it.
That's my favorite utility item, whatever mode you're playing.
It's a spectacular item. All right, looks like a GF or a Chloe. Okay, going to be going back here to hit the switch for that.
It's definitely all in on Ice Palace.
Yeah, I think Chloe is convinced that Moon Pearl is here.
There's something here that Chloe knows about, but I find that. I mean, I understand kind of where they're at with that. You have to. There comes a time when you have to stick with your plan.
Yeah.
But there also comes a time when it becomes so much of a time sink that you got to kind of adjust on the fly. And I think at this point, I can't think of what item Chloe could have possibly placed other than Moon Pearl that would have made it worth this kind of time sink.
Given GFE's stream, we already know where the Moon Pearl is, so
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I can't really think of what it could possibly be.
No, I don't know either. Looking at these item sets, right? Looking at what GFE has already found. I just don't know.
Smith's locks actually one thing and one thing only, which is King's team.
Yeah, chat points out a good possibility, and that may be that Chloe does not know that he can get into it's the other tongue, I think. There it is. It does not know that he can get into Turtle Rock.
That may actually be true, yeah.
Might not realize that, so is just convinced that this is the play. Uh-oh.
Explanation actually makes sense, but I don't. Why agree to do an invert? Well, never mind. I just,
Well, I mean, I think we kind of talked about this a little bit earlier, how this is the tournament to kind of show off these other crazy modes. So it's quite possible that Chloe felt that this might be, something exciting to go ahead and try. Having done some inverteds recently, but there's a ton of modes, right? We were talking about this, how just kind of even remembering, and Math Girl chimed in with some things that we didn't think about or remember about inverted. So there's so many modes to know and remember all the time. If you're constantly playing all these different modes, you're going to forget some aspect of them, and it's just kind of guaranteed.
Yeah, I have gone back and played inverted myself.
Mm-hmm.
I've forgotten that Hookshot gave me access to East Light World Death Mountain.
Yep.
I've played Seeds before I knew that you can actually do the tablets with Master Sword and Book in bunny form, because I rolled a seed that Moon Pearl was on a tablet.
Wow.
You don't know these things can happen.
Yeah, exactly, and it's very possible that even if Chloe's done, a half dozen of these inverteds, right? That maybe they haven't encountered one where they needed to go into Turtle Rock like this. Look at all these crazy enemy placements that GFE is running into. All those Lionels down in there.
Actually kind of tame.
Well, the Lionels down in the room where they dropped into, that wasn't very tame.
That's pretty standard.
There's a tempered sword for GFE. Really nice one.
GFE cooking with gas right now, folks.
I would absolutely say that GFE, this Light World access, that kind of play into Turtle Rock, has really given GFE a big edge. And despite Chloe having the crystal lead right now, GFE with access to the Light World and all the stuff that they're gaining, they have a big edge.
GFE right now is on cruise control, and just all they're doing is making sure that they're not missing anything.
Yeah.
Because once GFE gets done with this overworld clear, you're going to see them start knocking out dungeons.
Yeah. I would imagine go moding most dungeons they encounter.
Right now, the only boss that GFE cannot defeat is Trinex.
Yeah. So we have not seen that ice rod placement, and it very well could be here in the Ice Palace. I don't have a good count of how many items that our runners have picked up from Ice Palace, so it's very possible that
the only thing we haven't seen is the boss item.
Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what it could be. That ice rod being here on Cold Stare.
It's the ped check, y'all. Here we go.
Yep. I think GFE's just gonna grab it.
Yeah.
As he drops a bomb on it. Tell you what, if Chloe was not already, Chloe is becoming a master of that icebreaker. Wow,
that's a plant. That's a book. There is something either in desert or on one of the tablets. That's a plant.
Wow.
Wouldn't be surprised if it's mirror the way GFE is scooting straight towards Death Mountain.
Yeah. that is a crazy play.
That's actually a really awesome play because there's no way to know. Book on PED, you can't check it. You can't check the tablets. It's complete anonymity. You have to just roll the dice if you think that's the deal.
Yeah, and I mean that's something interesting, right? Like, because you can say, okay, I'm going to put the book on the pedestal, and then I'm going to put, Hookshot on Ether tablet, or I'm going to put, Red Cane on Bombos or something like that, right? And those are your picks, and you go into the seed knowing that it's all dungeons are required, unless something crazy happens, right? Wow, there's that mirror on the Ether tablet.
Yeah,
so that's what you were saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good possibility that is something that maybe those are GFE's placements. Again, we don't know. We won't know until the end of the stream. Both runners have to complete.
GFE's placements. I'm telling you that right now. Got $100 against a donut that says that's GFE's placement. And Chloe taking another death. Wow.
It's very unfortunate.
I think chat maybe I don't think Chloe knows that Turtle Rock is an option.
I think that's true. And they can't watch the restream, and they're not allowed to watch each other, of course, as this is randomizer. So yeah. But we'll find out if those are indeed GFE's placements at the end of the stream. Once both runners have finished, it seems very likely that's kind of what GFE was thinking. I'm going to put the book here on the pedestal, and I'm going to put a required item on, right? Because look how freely GFE went and picked up all those pendants, right? Just kind of like, yeah, I'm here, I'm going to get it. There's a point in chat here about the game will absolutely place the items that you need to go get that other stuff. Excuse me. So if you put the book on pedestal, then you're going to get the items from the game to go pick up that pedestal. If that is going to be a required item, especially if you do something like, oh, I put the red cane on somewhere that needs the book, so I have to go beat both Misery Mire and Turtle Rock. Like, they can't be, that forces them to not be pendants, and all kinds of other logical things. So absolutely, that is a really good point of how the game is going to adjust to your placements. All right, Chloe, once again, spectacular, really, really good at this icebreaker. And here is a check on the checkerboard K by GFE, and we're going to see 5 rubies. Not very interesting.
But see, also of great value to GFE, not only can they do desert, but by virtue of having that mirror, well, they also have flute, they could have got there anyway, but do Mire.
Yeah,
as well.
You don't know if they activated the flute, and I don't think our tracker shows that. But yeah, this is, it's a double. There's that compass of Tower of Hera.
And we have a Bombos for Mire, so not able to get in Mire yet.
Yeah, but it's an excellent check, right? Like, you see what GFE did there by coming into the desert area, right? Able to pick up the Mire shed, able to check out what the medallion requirement is for Mire. And since this is map and compass shuffled, does not know what is, well, actually, I think by virtue of what they've already done now knows that Misery Mire is a crystal, but technically wouldn't necessarily know that it is a crystal and is absolutely going to be required. So.
GFE knows. The only question now is whether or not it's a red crystal, and you can find that out by talking to the bomb vendor. So
yeah. Yeah, no, yeah, because GFE's already picked up all 3 of the pendants, so he's by process of elimination is going to be able to know that.
On this layout, working beautifully, because now GFE will get the big chest item, then run far right, or maybe not. No, they're going to mirror to the front. And then come back out, and then and then go to the back.
Oh, come on, Chloe! Oh. Hammer.
Chloe really.
Yeah, Hammer is just unfortunately an awkward item.
Chloe getting some rough RNG from the rock fauna, and wow.
Yeah.
If he getting the mail upgrade. A little mail enhancement, and wow.
Yeah, that being the blue mail, despite GFE actually being red in color there.
And for Cruise, because GFE's going to have to go back and finish pod. They will.
Yep.
They'll pick up those silvers. So, I mean, it's not, with tempered, it's not going to matter. I guarantee you GFE has no problem doing silverless tempered Ganon.
Yeah. I would think most of our runners in this tournament are going to be able to do silverless Ganon. I just think that's going to be a one of those things that anybody who's done randos for a little while will have picked up, if they pick up kind of nothing else. So here's Chloe going to be going into the back of Skull Woods. There is the Argus there. Doesn't drop anything terribly exciting, but another dungeon for Chloe to beat.
Yeah, because by process of elimination, there's virtually no item that's needed absolutely, except possibly for Ice Rod. That could be there, and we don't even know if Ice Rod is absolutely needed, because it is quite possible that there is no Trinex in this seed.
That's
a
true.
Possibility.
Yeah, that's true. The other thing is, for at least for Skull Woods, they have picked up the 2 items in Skull Woods already. That being the Ether Tablet and the lamp. I don't know what the map compass shuffle does. I don't think
it means that any chest in here can be an item.
Okay. So
it's like Key Sanity.
Okay, all right. So it does add some items to the count then. So yeah, I don't remember that this was anything terribly exciting anyway.
Okay, I said that wrong actually. It still has a number of keys, but the chests that contain the map and compass usually can't have items in them. So I stand corrected on that. I said that wrong.
Okay. Yeah, that's not a problem. Actually, I have to take that. I have to walk that back, because GFE went in there, but GFE did not actually defeat the Argus. So we did not see what that item is. Oh, here's Chloe going up to Death Mountain. Is this the Turtle Rock play that he so desperately needs?
I really do. No. This is Saga.
Oh, this is unfortunate. So just keeping Chloe away from that Moon Pearl. That we know where it is. Because GFE has found it a pretty good while ago now. All right, GFE.
GFE's had it for what now? Like half an hour, 40 minutes?
Yeah, something like that. And that is a devastating amount of time to have that kind of advantage
in the hands of somebody like GFE.
Yeah.
make no mistake, I believe GFE is favored to win our group. So this is definitely not helping Chloe, who is a great runner in her own right. I don't take anything away from Chloe. Chloe definitely has the ability to win. This particular seed has gone way wrong for Chloe.
Yeah, and I think that's exactly where, like, Chloe, we were talking about how the edge was in Chloe's favor or earlier on in this match, right? Chloe had that early hammer. Chloe had the hook shot. The only thing that GFE kind of had going for him was that red cane placement that was in Ice Palace. Right, but Chloe kind of had the advantage. Had both the bow and the silver arrows, 2 crystals, and it's this moon pearl placement that has thrown Chloe off. GFE
followed because it's what followed because now we've seen all the things that GFE has picked up.
Yep.
By virtue of having that moon pearl.
Yeah.
So the things that would give Chloe an opportunity to catch up one by one, they've gone in GFE's tracker.
Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah.
That just narrows that window to the point now where about the only thing that could help Chloe at this point that I see is that Trinex is in this seed somewhere.
Yeah.
And the ice rod is going to be somewhere that Chloe finds that GFE has to hunt it, but still, by that same token, GFE has cleared out virtually all of the overworld.
Yeah.
So, even that is a slim chance.
Yeah, I mean, like you're talking about somewhere like you put the ice rod on the Trinex is going to be required in some dungeon, and the ice rod is in the pyramid fairy chest.
Trinex in GT, something where you go and now you have to backtrack.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But I think GFE has sense enough because in these, when you haven't seen Trinex, you're always expecting to. I think GFE has sense enough to not treat this as go mode until he finds Ice Rod or until he has nothing left but GT.
Yeah, and I think, as you were saying, right, both of our runners are veterans to this. So you can just kind of see how they're approaching this Plando and how, they both know and understand what the game is going to try to do to them. The big unfortunate is the moon pearl placement, and that Chloe spent so much time trying to work on Cold Stare.
Chloe now doing the respawn trick, taking that death in a dungeon so they will respawn in link form or whatever form that is that they're using.
Yep.
Unfortunately, none of this is in logic, but possibly, Chloe's going to pick up some items to beef them up a little bit. So that should help.
Yeah, I do kind of like this, right? Right off the bat here, we see Chloe picking up the magical powder, and when you're kind of desperate for stuff, this is very reasonable way to go about getting it. Again, that moon pearl placement is going to be something that Chloe's going to have to find here. All right, there is an activated flute for GFE. That only usable in the dark world in inverted, if I remember correctly.
Dark Shadow's doing a very analysis of the probabilities there. Look at people right on track there.
Yeah, we're getting can I get here great statistics here? Can I get the standard deviation on those percentages? I want to understand the error margin.
Plus or minus,
All right. Here's GFE going to be taking down the Argus in Thieves Town dungeon. Now we saw Chloe do this a little bit earlier, so this is one of the crystals that Chloe has. Getting 10 arrows, not very exciting there for GFE.
Out that crystal.
Yeah, that's the real get there. All right, here's a dark cross for Chloe, and boy, was that gross with all the enemies in that room.
Dark cross showing you right there an example of why you try to avoid doing dark rooms in Enemizer.
Yeah, I learned that lesson the hard way when we did basically the one and only one I've done in recent memory. As I didn't have lamp, and I walked into the way up the mountain, and I think I was there for about 20 minutes.
Sir, I'll be right back.
Yeah, no problem. All right. So Chloe gonna be going over here to Kakariko Village, in the light world here. So they still are kind of in a shadow, but it looks like they can buy from the bottle vendor. They're not going to be able to go in and pick up too much other stuff because they're not going to be able to do that trick that they used earlier in the dungeon. But it's at least one extra item that they can get there. So we'll see here. Looks like they're going to be going back over to use their portal that they've opened up here. And GFE, we see, is here in Palace of Darkness. So that means those silver arrows are going to be in GFE's hands in just a little bit. And that's going to bring GFE both of the crystals that Chloe has. Meanwhile, it looks like Chloe's going to be going over to the Eastern Palace. Going to be making that play we saw GFE make a little bit earlier. We'll see if they can get the items in the back of Sahasrara's hut. I don't think so. But they're going to go in there and at least talk to Sahasrara. I think that still works. Then they'll learn that the green pendant is in Eastern Palace. Yes. Yes. That is why I was chat pointing out that once you go into that cave for the old man, and you are stuck there if you get the old man until you deliver him, and that is why I was stuck there for about 20 minutes or so, because I had no idea what enemies were actually in that cave. But that is inverted, and that is what our runners have chose to run tonight. All right, GFE here, getting the Armos Knights. Must be kind of relieved to see Armos Knights here, as opposed to some of the other bosses that could be here, but also probably pretty happy to pick up those silver arrows. And here's Chloe, having done that death trick in inverted here, now going to be wandering through the Eastern Palace. This is 100% completable by Chloe. Has the lamp, has the bow, and those are kind of the required items for this dungeon. So I don't think there's going to be anything terribly exciting here for Chloe. The sword, I think, on the boss.
Sword definitely will be exciting for Chloe.
Yeah.
I'm just worried that they're right. Chloe does not know
they can get into
Turtle Rock. And the thing is even if Chloe were to find Mitz, without mirror, they still can't get into Turtle Rock. And even if they had mirror, they still can't get into Turtle Rock because without Moon Pearl,
Yeah.
you can't hammer down the pegs, which is the whole reason why Turtle Rock is set up the way it is.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And as we saw, we already know it can hide that Moon Pearl. And that is what Chloe's so desperately looking for. But, that sword is going to be a fantastic find for Chloe. That may be something that Chloe decides to go back to Cold Stare with. Chloe does not quite yet have any additional hearts, but those could be things that Chloe picks up. The magical powder is something that Chloe's picked up that'll make the anti-fairies a whole lot easier to deal with.
Wait, where did you find the half magic?
What's that? The half magic was on the floating island.
Oh, okay.
Yep, up on the dark world. In the light world, Death Mountain. Actually, as I just said it, Chloe picking up a quarter heart, so now has a 7th heart, which is, man, whiz robes. So, we see GFE here in the Ice Palace here. Where do you think that GFE is going to be going next, Ancient?
It depends on what's on the boss. If it's Bombos, GFE's going to Meyer.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, what has GFE not done yet?
That would be it. It would be Ice Palace and Meyer and Swamp.
Okay, has GFE has done Mini Moldorm and Ice Rod Cave and all that?
I don't believe that we've seen a Mini Moldorm or an Ice Rod Cave.
Okay, all right.
But I thought you meant dungeons with your question, so.
I mean, well, definitely we're going to see Swamp if there's no Bombos.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to concentrate on dungeons, and probably coming out of Swamp, he would do the Mini Moldorm Ice Rod Cave.
Mm-hmm.
He's at the point now where he wants to do his dungeons to see if his Bombos is in there. Possibly, Bombos would put him in Schrodinger's Go mode. So,
because of that Ice Rod potential that you were talking about earlier, right? Am I remembering that?
Yeah, the type that may roll the dice and just go into PT.
Yeah, it is possible that Ice Rod is placed somewhere in there as well, if Trinax is there. Okay, there we're seeing that use of the Ether Medallion on Chloe's side.
Oh, God.
I missed the item.
The Arrow of Destiny.
It was that single arrow. Oh, boy, would Chloe have been upset.
Still gonna be upset when they see that.
Yeah, it's true. Absolutely true. Look at that 7-eyed Moldorm. I don't think the eyes mean anything other than it looks weird.
Oh, we're definitely gonna be happy to get this Master Sword, though.
Yeah, that is a beautiful pickup. Since they can talk to Sahasrara, maybe they can go pick up the item from Sahasrara as well. Be another item that they could pick up here in the light world. So there's a couple of things that, all right, Dark Shadows in chat confirming that we can go pick up the item here from Sahasrara. We're going to be seeing Chloe do that.
Be a compass.
Yeah, not very exciting item.
Yeah, if he is about to do Smith Chain.
Yeah, GFE, go ahead.
Yeah, with the mirror and the hammer, you can knock them out pretty quick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Done all Rico yet. Never mind. I think you'll see him tying Smith Chain with it.
Yeah, I think this makes sense.
Right. Almost an Ice Rod before that, in which case, nah.
Yeah. All right, here is Chloe going to be going back for this Ice Palace. That single arrow is going to be super disappointing. Super, super disappointing.
And oh god, GFE getting butter sword.
Wow. I mean, that just makes this Ganon fight free, right? Golden sword, silver arrow.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Hey, are we finally gonna see the shovel?
You know, I forgot that we still haven't seen that. But that's what GFE's looking for. That is the Bombos medallion. So besides some of these overworld checks here, right, that we're seeing GFE make right now, is his next play Misery Mire?
I would think so. I'm kind of surprised that he didn't go ahead and pick up the Smith and do hammer pegs and just carry that blue chest with him over and then just transition right straight into Mire. I'm really kind of surprised, but you know, and there's mitts. So that takes the last thing logically locked, which would be King's Tomb.
Yeah.
But I suppose the thinking is now he can do Mire and Swamp, and if he finds Ice Rod in either one of them, you know.
Yes. Yeah, that'll be an indicator for a Trinex somewhere. A Trinex could
no, that
be
would be go mode.
Oh yeah, absolutely go
mode. GFE is in Schrodinger's go mode now.
Yeah, so it's possible for Trinex to be the boss of either Swamp or Misery Mire as well, right? Like, there's nothing precluding that. Save the Ice Rod location.
In a full boss shuffle, you know, don't forget, Lamela's 2 and Moldorm 2 can either one be Trinex.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You have to get past that, whether or not you need to do Ice Armors to get the big key or not.
Oh boy! All right, there's a nice big key location there for GFE. This Master Sword's definitely going to make this a lot better here for. Oh, that was an awesome trick there that Chloe used on Cold Stare to save a little bit of magic power. Power.
I saw where you put that in chat. I was waiting on third.
Oh,
I guess
I'm sorry.
Can't be. Moldorm 2 can't be Trinex. I've seen it be just about everything else.
All right. Excellent correction there. All right. So now Chloe has finally taken down Cold Stare. What does he do?
From Chloe's perspective, that's a good question. Chloe didn't finish the fight in Skull Woods, did they?
Nope. No, he did not.
Be a little diver down here, I think, from GFE.
Man, I thought GFE had it, and then jumped back in the water, but no, the GFE did not actually have it. But there it is. All right, it's the final mail upgrade for GFE. So yeah, okay. Chloe is gonna go make this Skull Woods play that you were talking about. And so after this play, because you know there's just Argus in the back here. What does Chloe do?
It's that point that Chloe will probably start backtracking.
Yeah.
figure out what they've missed. And, that's when we're going to find out. The chat mentioned possibly that the tracker did not light up Turtle Rock because Chloe did not mark the medallion. The tracker will not light up Turtle Rock until you indicate that you have the medallion for it.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. I wonder if Chloe knows what the medallion is for Turtle Rock. Did Chloe go over there and look?
I cannot remember. That was a good while ago.
Yeah, and that might be the key, is that Chloe didn't go look. Look at this. Some more.
And we're gonna see to Meyer. Then, if Ice Rod's not in Meyer, he's gonna have a decision to make. I will say off the top of my head, he'll probably rush GT.
I think you honestly, I think you go mode Meyer and then rush GT and see if you need that Ice Rod. It's so deep in the seed, right? You're an hour 54 in, and you got to be thinking that your opponent is near you. And I think personally, I think that is like a kind of gamble play that is you want to do it in a tournament. I don't know
that because GFE did not do Left Side Swamp. I personally, in this situation, clear Meyer because Meyer is so horrible to go back to.
Yeah, you're not wrong about that. That's what the heck? I don't think I've ever seen that guard. Shoots a little cannon at you. Where is that guard?
Do more Enemizer.
What's that?
You really need to do more Enemizer.
Oh no. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna take a pass on that offer there, AG. There's that big key for GFE. Meanwhile, Chloe taking down the Argus here. Seem to have a... Oh, I spoke too soon. Anything in this boss room is ridiculous. Folks at Nintendo who created this boss room here for Mothula is all I gotta say.
They were the kids that got beat up and had their lunch money taken. And we're looking for revenge.
Yeah, maybe. That hit home, AG.
I'm sorry, did I hit a nerve? I didn't. Wow,
nah, man.
Bad, dude.
Nah, it's all right. There was. I read somewhere where one of the creative directors on, I think the Castlevania series, like all of his developers, he challenged them. He said, "Okay, you can't put a boss in the game unless you can defeat it."
Really?
Yeah. Now, yeah, you have to think about that for a minute, right? As a developer of a game, you're gonna play your game a whole bunch, so there's a bit of bias there in that.
Who's doing it?
You're gonna be able to beat stuff because you've just played the game like 100,000 times. Because it didn't work.
I wish that same developer had told the ones that created Ninja Gaiden or whatever you call it,
Yeah.
that they have to finish the playthrough because that was just stupid. Meanwhile, GFE has cleared out Myers, and that is his final dungeon. So he is going to head to GT, which is where Agatower usually is. This being in
Yep. And Chloe's finally in Turtle Rock here.
Sorry. And yes,
Yeah.
there are 22 chests, numbered 1 through 22. Get your picks in now, and I mean hurry. I'm doing 11, so don't type 11 because I've got 11.
Yeah. Oh, someone in chat pointing out that Castlevania boss rule design rule was that you had to be able to beat the boss without getting hit.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Number 1 is a small key.
I'm surprised GFE's not actually picking that up. That's one of those things where you just you always want a small key. It's if that big key is in the 4 chest room, right? That's kind of your second key. You could just travel straight up the tower. There's nothing else at this point in time that GFE could possibly care for.
3 is a big 20 in bombs. 4 is a big 20.
Yeah.
5 is Greg.
I don't think the key will despawn. I'm not sure.
I don't think it will.
Yeah,
it's still funny that he didn't pick it up.
Yeah.
7.
Yeah, especially if he took the time to bonk it. Is this going to be a tile room? No way. You check tile room this early.
Yep. In Plando, you do. Because that's the favorite crowd placement. GT Big Key in tile room. It doesn't even have to be a insanity for them to pick that.
I didn't even think about that. But yeah. Boy, oh boy. Yeah, the crowd could easily pick that, and that'd be not very nice. All right, it's just a regular key there for GFE doing tile room. See, I wouldn't even thought about that. All right. Meanwhile, Chloe making his way through Turtle Rock here. Nice sound. See, yeah, there's those Light World picks, pickups coming into play for Chloe, having picked up that powder and all that.
I lost count. Where are we at now? That was 12, right?
It's plus 3 or plus 4.
That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 12. It's 12.
So I'm out of it.
Andres, our tracker, confirming that it is 12. Thank you very much.
Other tracker, Sandres, also confirmed.
Yes, Andres. Is that not what I said? Did I say something wrong?
No, I'm just playing around.
Oh. All right. Man, this Animizer. It's really out to get you.
Well, yes. Yes, it is.
right, so we've seen the double fire bar room, which I don't think actually had fire bars in it. That's 13.
So that was 13. Yeah. Okay, that was 13.
Yeah, here's
coming up.
here's this room is 14, and we're gonna see the randomizer room in just a second. Yep. All right, Bloomerang. Big key. There it is. All right, gonna pick up another heart and the mushroom. I'm not sure why GFE wanted to pick those up. Probably just completion. There isn't anything. Oh, you know what? Duh. That ice rod. That ice rod still could be in the basement.
So no one picked 16, but by the arbitrary Price is Right rules that we use, the person that came the closest without going over would be DJ Darkwing. Congratulations.
Yeah. Choice of 14.
Enjoy your prize. The bad news is it's nothing. The good news is you get a lifetime supply of it. Enjoy that.
You know, I have several lifetime supplies of that by now.
Yeah.
All right, Chloe, gonna be going through this dark maze room again. There's that roller. Trying to get Chloe on both ways.
Nice job by Chloe to use that hook shot invincibility. That was really nice.
Yeah, that's very heads up. Something that Chloe might not have had. Actually, no, they would have had that earlier. So yeah. Still, all right, Chloe, gonna be going and checking laser bridge here. Now, I think we talked about this. Oh no!
Oh no!
Just before the door.
And see, the thing is, Chloe has got to know right now that they're, like way behind. They have to know.
Oh yeah, 2 hours in and Chloe still hasn't found the moon pearl. Yeah, that is almost. If I was in Chloe's shoes, I would know that my opponent is probably nearing done. And whoa, it's another 7-eyed Moldorm.
That means that it's official. Ice Rod is not needed. So, barring some cataclysmic misfortune, it's looking like GTE is going to take this one on across the finish line.
Yeah, and with 15 hearts, red mail, golden sword, silver arrows, I just don't see it happening.
That's SMZ3. He's got no need to do any of that.
Saving and resetting at this point in time for GFE is not something that I see happening.
Shout outs to Blue Crayon.
Yeah,
yeah, there's that, but GFE's not going to let that happen. I mean, nothing against Chloe. I don't see that happening, and I'm not really going to wish that on GFE. Because honestly, GFE ran a great seed.
Yep.
Really, those picks, the book on pad with an item on one of the tablets is one of my favorite picks. Because it's effective.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and it's another Moldorm.
As far as bosses go, once you reached a certain point in this game, it was just the bosses were no problem. Yeah. Oh, GF with the tease.
Oh, yeah. almost. Getting that last chest. Yeah. Yeah, another 7-eyed. All these 7-eyed Moldorms. It doesn't seem to have any meaning, though. Just really weird looking.
No, they're randomized. It's
Yeah.
just a thing.
Yeah, but it could have not had 7 eyes, right? Like it
had anywhere from 1 to 8, and Chloe
that's crazy.
finally picking up that moon pearl.
Yeah, that's gotta clinch it for Chloe. I'm sure. In the I am really far behind now.
If they don't know, they're gonna know here in about, like, I'd say 5 minutes.
Yeah, 10 at most. You know, some if GFE gets like knocked down or something. But yeah.
I feel bad for Chloe because Chloe is an excellent runner.
Mm-hmm.
Just the turn of events, and these seeds do run like that. It doesn't matter who you are or how good you are; these things can happen.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen a lot of, like, Chloe has displayed some spectacular skill, right? Like, if that's one thing that we take away from watching this seed tonight, is these runners have serious skill. And you know, the thing with the Plando is, and we talked about this, these item placements, right, can really get you. No, we don't know if that moon pearl was put there by somebody, you know, or you know, one of the runners picked it or something like that, or is randomly placed there. You know, like that kind of stuff can get you. And you know, not having that on your tracker, if that was indeed why Chloe didn't go there for so long, you know, something that could really cost you. So, you know, there's there's a good portion to this that, you know, is luck.
Yeah, if he's just missing the triple there, but one more shot, and that will do it.
Yep. GG's once he walks through that gate. All right. So it looks like GFE has finished here with an official race time, GG time of 2 hours, 10 minutes, and 48 seconds. I hope I'm reading this correctly. And Chloe has forfeit.
All right, and it looks like we're going to be getting interviews from both GFE and Chloe Power. They're in the waiting room now. There's GFE. GFE. Nice victory, Chloe. Oh,
Hey,
but it was a cool race to watch. What's y'all's thoughts on it?
I mean, who doesn't love that first hour at 3 Hearts, doing every single Dark World dungeon to get all you need?
Yeah, I baited myself. I thought the seed was harder than it was.
So I don't know what happened to you, Chloe, but the first time I went to the back of Beamstown, I got through the kill room and got knocked off the conveyor bridge, took a death, and said, well, this is my last location. So last located my glove in Blind Cell.
Yeah, I was actually hoping that would happen, because I put the glove there.
I was wondering if that was your plan, because it was too coincidental. The seed played very well with it, though, for you.
Yeah, I thought that the seed was harder than it was. I could not be Cold Stare or Argus in Skull Woods. And,
yeah, I mean,
I thought
that
Moonpearl was
Argus
there.
in both Thieves Town and Skull, it's like, really?
I forgot It was.
Oh,
Yeah. So I
that hurts. So you forgot you could jump down the tail.
I never checked the pendant. I knew it was in the back of my mind. I got cane a lot later, and then I must have just like disappeared from my mind because I ended up doing Aga 1 to get to Light World for those couple of checks and doing Eastern Palace. So that I could get some equipment to kill that Cold Stare and that Argus.
Well, you know, it's interesting, Chloe, that you said that glove was one of your plants because I personally, I thought you had planted boots and hook shot with the way it
Oh, those fell into my
Someone
lap. That
planted
was
hook shot
amazing.
for sure.
Now, GFE, I have a pretty good idea what your plan is.
Yeah, Chloe, you had some fun coming for you. Let's just say that.
You didn't do it.
Go ahead and tell us Chloe, what was your other plan?
I didn't have another plan. I was hoping to make the early game good enough that I could actually get ahead.
No, I
So
mean,
what was yours? It was glove and what?
Glove and hammer.
Okay, hammer.
Okay, where was Hammer again? I'm trying to remember. Oh, it was. Yeah, it was in Spectron. Okay.
Actually, at the beginning, we were giving Chloe the edge because Chloe had that hammer going into pod. Chloe had the silvers early. Chloe had the boots and the hook shot before you did. Now I'm pretty sure that the pad tablet was yours, right, GFE?
Yeah, I always play the late game. I don't mind if I fall behind in the early game, but I want to control the late game. Chloe, I placed book on ped and mirror was on ether tablet.
I was
And
figuring that mirror was
just-
something that you grabbed.
Just so you know, the other pendant was worked out to be Hera. So T-Rock, Hera, and Eastern were pendants. After T-Rock, I go over, do Hera, find out that's a pendant, so I'm like, alright, you're forced to do this and totally isolate either tablet. This works perfectly.
That's pretty neat. I would have done Hera, but it would have probably taken me a while to get back to either tablet. I had
Yeah.
most of the mountain cleared at that point.
Yeah, because you could full clear the mountain in one go.
Before I reveal the booth pick, I just want to say that when they were doing that, I was not available. I was not in on this pick. So,
What was the pick? I couldn't
Herb?
hear it.
I haven't told you yet. Herb, you want to tell them?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the booth pick was the Moon Pearl on Trinex.
But yeah, I knew that was one.
That had to have been someone, yeah. We conflicted on Moon Pearl, so it definitely couldn't have been GFE.
I'll save what I was planning on doing with the Moon Pearl, but it would have been fine.
You'll save it? Okay.
Well, the worst part, I mean, at least when we got to TR, you had access to at least 5 hearts. That was without doing Aga, since I didn't do Aga.
Oh, I had 10 hearts going into it.
But, you know, doing that Ice Palace and the back of that Skull Woods on 3 hearts and some other nonsense was just ridiculous.
Yeah, that wasn't even a Plando part of it. The fact that there were no hearts in this seed was really off.
I mean, let's be honest. The booth secretly actually placed about 5 or 6 items because Kana Samaria and Freezor. That's interesting. Bow and Dark Maze and on Helmasaur. That's interesting. Hookshot in the bonk chest. Somebody had to plant that. So, too many coincidences here.
I feel like the hookshot in the bonk chest was someone planting that.
That
It could have
was
been the audience.
that was Link to the Past Ken. That was the audience pick. Although it was the booth pick.
I mean, I could believe some Mario was coincidence because the seed had to give you access to TR, obviously. But those bows, yeah, that was interesting. You never got to find Silvers, but it was on the boss of Pod.
Yeah, I got Silvers off of Pod.
Oh, you did? Okay. You went back, yeah, because you. Okay.
No, I had Hammer going into Pod.
Oh,
because I knew where Hammer was.
Pod? You single dipped Pod?
Yep.
I thought we said Chloe, we thought, had the advantage at the beginning. Chloe was up.
Yeah, my first 3 dungeons were all pendants. I wonder why.
Yeah, I mean, I was fully ready to pull.
Actually, I mean, you always are in Plando. But it was just kind of a coincidence that, you know, TR had the Moon Pearl, and it just so happened to be the first pendant. And then Hera, right next door, happened to be the second. And then I'm like, well, I've got the 2 non-green pendants. I'm going to rush Saha and find out what the green is. And then it's just Eastern right next door. So,
yeah,
it was just back to back to back for me so I could get to my mirror, because I hate doing inverted without mirror.
Agreed.
That's fair.
It was great to watch it. And Chloe, I mean, everybody was hating. We were trying to will you to go to.
I know.
That, but you pulled off some pretty cool fights, I gotta say.
Blame the booth, Chloe.
I got my Master Sword from Eastern after sequence breaking and doing Aga, and I just styled on Cold Stare. So,
you want to hear a bigger insult? Both of the male upgrades were behind my placement because one was in Right Side Desert and the other one was in Back of Swamp.
Yeah, that mirror, like Fusion was saying, locked 3 dungeons under your thumb: Swamp, Mire, and
Desert. Yeah,
you had the mirror and the book locked down.
I'm trying to remember where loot was, because technically you could access Mire with just loot.
It was in Uncle Escape Trust.
Okay, so that was accessible. You could have gotten Mire, but yeah, I had, even before I started the race, I already had Desert and Swamp marked as crystals, because I knew they were.
Still a great race. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed seeing a little bit of what's to come and 2 people out of my group. That was very informational. It really was.
I mean, you're welcome to as many inverted Enemizer seeds as you want. And this one did not play nice.
It did not. Oh, I'm gonna try and push for something a little bit easier next time.
You are more than... Yeah, that's fine. I'll play whatever you want, man. I enjoy this nonsense, but even I started to get a little frustrated in those first, 30-40 minutes.
Especially when you walk straight... Your first room in Skull Woods is one of those nice crystal rollers waiting on you. That was cool.
I walked in the door, immediately left before I died, and then took the drop down, and I still died 2 or 3 times, trying to get back out the front.
I died to that, and I just saved and quit, and I'm like, nope.
And those Lionels in the overworld of Skullwoods were kind of okay, I gotta get by here somehow.
There was a lot of really bad enemy placements.
Oh, since you got your Moon Pearl, how did you like the TR Dark Maze?
Yeah, that chain chomp got me twice.
The roller that you had to time to get to the switch, or you're dead.
Yeah, I was using the hook shot to...
Oh yeah, we did have hook shot. I should have thought of that. That was a good idea. I didn't think of that. I just timed it.
And after dying to that chain chomp twice, I just went the other way instead.
Yeah, that dude almost got me. I was probably, I don't know, a few pixels away from that.
I'm just like, nope. Let's go left.
You know, Serb has not done a lot of these, trying to drag you into the circle. Really impressed by a lot of stuff. I think he's ready to start playing these full time. Serb?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, just start with multi-world cross keys inverted enemizer. You'll be fine.
I mean, we didn't include key sanity.
I think I'm gonna stick to the commentary booth. It's much safer up here.
Or damage shuffle, or swordless.
Oh yeah.
While we're at it, I'll just play some one-hit KO as well.
Oh, I want to thank the sword for being in Link's house.
Yeah, I honestly thought that was
I
a
thought you
placement
placed
too.
that or something to make it easier. I don't know. But the thing is, it baited me because I got that sword and I got Fire Rod, and I'm like, okay, I have to go to Skullwood's boss because we were joking about that at the beginning.
Honestly, I thought one of those was your placement too, to force
And then I got
Skullwood's boss.
Flippers, and when I got Flippers, I was like, okay, Ice is going to be required. But then I had Lamp, so I'm like, okay, maybe it's Pod. And it was just everywhere. I was going everywhere except back to Blind Cell, which, I mean, I should have gotten to. The reason I died, I started to go down. I was on, I think, a heart and a half, and I started to go down the conveyor bridge, and the little lever started coming up out of the ground. I was like, okay, I gotta dodge this. And so I backed up, and when I backed up, I saw the shadow from the top start to come down. And so I had to move to the right to dodge it, because it would have been an instant KO. And then the lever got me when I moved to the right and knocked me off, and that was that.
Those shadows are deadly. They do 2 hearts.
I know. And when you don't know they're there, and you're planning on, oh, I'm going to dodge this other enemy, and then there's a shadow coming from behind you.
I think this is a really good example. You know, I was talking about just rolling an inverted enemizer, just the regular logic without putting in Plando picks. Some really trolly stuff can be required.
Yeah, you can get awful garbage. I mean, at least no low percent boss fights were required, except, I mean, I guess you could say the TR boss was low percent, but it was Landmo. So.
I mean, I figured Pearl was on a boss. I figured that commentary or the random guy got their hands on it.
Yeah, when we didn't get to. I knew somebody was going to.
I just picked the wrong bosses.
I'm very glad there was no Trinex.
I want to say I've got to take off, and I'll give you the last word. It was great to watch y'all. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Sandrace the Tracker. Thanks, Serb, for putting up with me and my other co-commentator, Math Girl. Thanks for jumping in when you did. I have got to go, but it was a great race. Thanks, everybody, for watching.
Yeah, thanks, AG. Thanks to you and Serb and Math Girl and Sandrace, all of you for your work. Really appreciate it. Look forward to watching this. I'm not going to thank Dark Shadows because he rolled this seed and it was just rude. So, no thanks, Dark Shadows.
Hey!
Wait, how so? I mean, the Pearl was great. I didn't mind the Pearl. It was that stupid glove.
Hey, at least I made you say something I did was annoying.
Yeah, to kind of just block one of us. That's the thing with inverted. Every now and then, your brain just dies and you forget you can do something.
Yeah. I mean, the Rule Pearl was in a great spot. I played myself.
Well, I will ask. I doubt it's the case because of how things went, but Chloe didn't happen to find Ice Rod anywhere, did he? Okay.
No one found the Ice Rod.
Was that relevant? I was
No,
thinking
it wasn't, or I'd still be playing.
No, the Ice Rod was not relevant, yeah.
I started to go mode after Mirror. I ran over to Meyer to check the medallion. If it was Ether, I was just going to go mode. But it was Bombos, so I had to search for a little while longer.
No, thanks again for having me.
Yep, GG to Chloe.
This will be exciting tournament.
All right, folks. So once again, thanks to our runners, GFE and Chloe Power, putting on a great show tonight. Be sure to check out the Plando Central and Plando Central Zero channels for more Plando action. Coming up tomorrow, we have Link to the Past again versus... I have it scrolled off. John the Branch on the Zero channel. That is going to be at 6 p.m. And in addition to that, at 9 p.m., we're going to have DJ Darkwing D versus Tabby Cat 54. I believe both of those races tomorrow on the Zero channel, all times in Eastern. So be sure to check the schedule and give, if you're so inclined, give the channel a follow, give the runners a follow. And thank you all for coming out tonight and watching our show. We'll see you next time.